me show you how I do it. Came to the rack and nobody even know it.
What's good, y'all? So we gonna go ahead and get started with this haircut. Right now I'm cutting it down with a 1.5 all the way through, making sure everything even, making sure everything nice and clean. So I go ahead with my taper. Usually when I cut this client's hair, it's usually a movie. You feel me? If y'all stay tuned to my Instagram or watch my Instagram, y'all see I post them on my IG and stuff like that. And you know, it really go crazy. So we gonna go ahead and get started. Make sure y'all brushing through the hair as y'all cutting, making sure everything's nice, smooth, laid down, and just making sure you being precise with your haircut so it can come out, have a fresh, nice, clean look at the end, you know. So basically, you just really want to cut it down to the right length so you can have the waves popping if you're a waver, or if you're trying to get waves or whatever the case may be. You really want to cut it down so that way, you feel me, you can really have them waves popping, and you know, you make it stand out more, make the haircut stand out 10 times better. Right now I'm about to go ahead and get started with my taper. I'm finna go in with my gold Babyliss liners. Finna go ahead and go make my bar line, make my first guideline, making sure everything clean, making sure the neck all cleaned up and stuff. When I'm making my guidelines, I usually just try to make sure they all nice, even, precise lines, so that way when I'm about finished with my taper or blending everything together, my taper can fade really nice, and therefore my taper will correspond with the with this wave pattern and all that good stuff, you know what I mean? So I'm going in right now with the lever open, going up about 1 inch, half an inch, you know what I mean? So we'll go in. Once you make your first guideline, your ball line, then you'll go up with the lever open. You'll make your second guideline. So basically you just want to just keep making guidelines so that way you can see what you're working with and use guards in between your guidelines to blend everything together, making sure you cutting the hair sideways, vertical, and you know, just making sure you doing your job. So right now I just put on the one guard, going up just about 1 inch over the lever open, just so I'm solidifying that I have 3 guidelines now. I have the ball guideline, lever open, and now I got the one guideline. So once I get that all situated, you know, y'all see each guideline go up about another inch with the one guideline, and you know, it's all gonna come together. Just trust your process, trust your steps, and you know. And right now I just put on the 1.5. So as y'all seen before, I cut the hair down with a 1.5. So now I'm going 1.5 against the grain. Basically just knocking out that bulk line, making sure everything blended well, corresponded with the, it's not no chunky hair spots or anything like that. So basically when you're going up against the grain with the same guard, you really can't do too much damage, you know. So that's what we're doing right here. Making sure you don't go higher than the occipital bone. Always when you're doing your tapers, just make sure you stay below the occipital bone, because if you bring it up higher, above the occipital bone, which is like, if you don't know, it's like the bone in the back of your head, or back of client's head, whoever's head, everybody's head. So you don't never want to go above that occipital bone, because then you're gonna bring it up into a ball fade or whatever the case may be, you know. So right now I got the 1/16 guard on. I'm basically just doing like a little scoop. Basically just, you know, just knocking out these lines a little bit. Just trying to, you know, pave my way into going into that bottom line. So basically I'm just knocking out that lever open in that one line. So right in between there, I'm really just doing like a scoop and brushing through, just trying to, you know, make sure that blend in just well. So right now I put on the 1.5 right back on, because, you know, just I'm a perfectionist, so I just got to make sure my tapers is on point. So I took it 1.5 off. Now I'm going towards the ball line, basically just doing a scoop method. And basically you can see right now that I'm making myself another guideline, which I really didn't want to do, but in some cases you might end up doing that. But I'm gonna show you how to, if you make yourself another guideline, how to knock that guideline out. So basically just you could start however you want. I kind of started backwards and then, you know, did the whole thing, but it's all gonna come together, you know what I'm saying? So just follow your steps, trust your process, and just trust everything that you're doing, because it's all gonna come together. So as y'all can see, that now that I've seen that I made myself another guideline, I'm gonna go back with the 1, because that's in that area I used the 1 already. So I'm gonna go back in with a 1 and pretty much just work my way over that guideline that I just made, and pretty much just try to knock it out so I can put my 1.5 guard back on and pretty much go against that grain and knock out that whole bulk line, and everything go blend just perfect. Always make sure you brushing the client's hair, making sure everything is laid down so you can have that picture perfect look. So right now we about to go ahead and attack this side taper. Basically when you're doing tapers, basically you're just following the steps. Same steps you did on the neck area taper, same steps you gonna do on the side. You're just working in a smaller panel. You just basically just want to work your way. Like as you can see, I made my first guideline, same guideline, the ball guideline, same guideline. Now I'm going in with the lever open. I'm basically just going in a half circular motion, just working in that panel. When you're doing a taper, you really don't want to overdo yourself. So basically you just want to really just, you know, finesse your way in that panel, and basically just make that little panel burst out into that taper, leaving everything dark around. So right now I've got on my 1 guard, and as you can see, I'm basically just going in a circular motion, raising the head up, making sure everything is nice and precise, making sure everything is nice and clean, and just attacking this taper little by little. That's all you got to do. Just don't overplay your part. Now I got on the 1.5 guard, as I said in the back. When I was doing the taper on the neck area, you put the 1.5 guard. That's what I cut his hair down with the 1.5. So basically I'm just going against the grain, basically just knocking out that bolt, knocking out a little bit of that darkness so I can get a nice clean blend. It all depends on what taper the client want. If he want that burst taper, or if he want that just, you know, he still want to have that C cup in his taper, you know what I mean? So you want to just make sure you keep that area a little dark, so when you do your lineup, that C cup area it go crazy, you know? So as y'all can see already, basically I'm really almost done with that side taper, and I really didn't do much to it. I really just finessed my way in that panel, and basically it's all really just pretty much working itself out and coming together by itself. Sometimes you don't have to overplay your role when you're doing a taper. Making sure you blend the beard in, go down, blend the beard, and making sure everything is just nice and clean from top to bottom.
Ybtdinero Productions. Huncho, I like this.
So now we about to go ahead, go to the other side of the taper, basically just mirroring the other side. Basically we're doing exactly what we just did on the other side of the taper. So basically, like I say, set your guideline in, set your first guideline in, ball it out, brush it through, making sure everything is laid down, go in with the lever open, go work in that panel in a circular motion, and basically just attack that taper just like you did on the other side. You know, sometimes you might be afraid to attack that taper and, you feel me, do what you need to do in order to make sure that taper is right. You just gotta go into it. You gotta follow your guidelines, follow your steps, and just have faith in what you're doing and faith in the process. As long as you got faith in the process, anything can happen. Don't ever feel like if you mess up, it's the end of the world. If you follow your steps and you followed everything right, there's no way you can mess up. Not saying every cut will be perfect, but you know what I'm saying? As long as you followed your steps, you know what you're doing, you know exactly how you're doing it, you know how you setting yourself up. Set yourself up for success, not to fail. You know, so that's pretty much what I just try to do. You know what I mean? I just try to set myself up for success, so every time I cut a client's hair, I can pretty much come out on top. And I can walk away happy, and the client can walk away happy. And at the end of the day, we both happy. Now that's a returning client right there. So just making sure you just staying on top of your game, making sure you doing everything right. Might be under pressure, time might be ticking, might have clients, but making sure you doing your job right and making sure you cutting the client's hair to what they came to pay for. You know what I mean? You can't just cut the client's hair any type of way because you in a bad day or whatever the case may be, you know? So just staying precise with yourself and with your haircuts, and just, you know, realizing that this is your job, this is what you do, this is what you get paid for, you know? So it all works out, you know. I'm still learning, you know. I don't know as much, but you know, you feel me? I'm gonna tell y'all what I do know. You know what I mean? We just go learn this together. We really just go knock this out all together, you know what I mean? You know, like I say, y'all just seen, I really didn't have to do too much. The taper is there, it's all blended, it's all faded. Y'all can see right there for yourself. You know what I mean? So right now, I'm just pretty much just cutting everything down. Just making sure I didn't miss no spots or nothing like that. Just making sure everything, like I said, just perfecting my craft, blowing off all the hair with the blow dryer. Just making sure I'm keeping my clients satisfied throughout this haircut, you know? That's customer satisfaction. Just making sure you feel me, playing your role and keeping up to date, keeping up to par with your haircut and your client. Now right now, I'm gonna just spraying spritz all around the client's head. Basically just making sure everything laid down, making sure everything sticks, so I can go ahead and go in with the keel. Y'all already know we finna go ahead and go crazy with this lineup, and we about to turn it up. And y'all can see the taper for yourself. I really don't gotta explain that too much more. He actually going out of town too, so this was major. You feel me? Like you gotta realize that once your client leave your chair, that is your walking image. That is who everybody looks at. When you walk in the store, everybody's looking at you. So you feel me? So you never know who might say, oh, who did your haircut, or who did this, who did that, you know? So always just stay on top of your game. So right now I'm going in with my Gold Babe This Pros. Just, you feel me, going there, attacking that lineup at the neck area. And you know, just making it crispy. Just really playing my role and making sure I clean up all the neck hair, get it behind the ear, make sure you're good behind the ear. Using that corner to go over the ear, making your little half hoop or whatever you want to call it, however you want to describe it. Just make sure you get over the ear, pulling the ear back. You know, just making sure you getting all that, clean up all that, so you know, and the client know that you see that. Some barbers, they sleep on that part behind the ear. Just making sure you playing your role, you getting it done the right way. Always making sure you brush through. Brushing the beard out. I'm about to hit this vertical line, make sure it's crispy, make sure it's icy. And, you know, this is what we made for. This is what we signed up for. You know, I feel like, me personally, the lineup is the best part of the haircut, because you can make it as crispy as you want to. Like, the taper and the fade is gonna play its role. You feel me? But if you don't have that crispy lineup, it's not gonna play. It's not gonna do. What's the point? What's the purpose? You know what I mean? So I feel like, to me personally, I don't know. Everybody had their own opinions and their own thoughts, but me personally, I feel like the lineup is the most important part of the haircut. You know what I mean? Because like, when you looking at somebody, that's the first thing you go look at. You go look at that lineup. If that lineup is crispy and it's beaming at you, that's the first thing you go look at. You know what I mean? And that's just me personally. I know that's the first thing I would look at. You know what I mean? And as y'all can see, I'm basically just doing the same thing. Just tapping at that line, that neck area, cleaning that whole neck up, and using my corner blade to go across and up over the ear.
Ybtdinero.
You know, just really just playing your role. Sometimes you don't have to overdo your part. You feel me? Y'all can see the waves beaming. Y'all can see the taper. Using the corner, getting over the ear. Y'all can see it. Y'all can see it. I really don't have to explain too much more. You know, brushing the beard out, getting the vertical lines, and really just making sure this lineup pop. So when he do go out of town and get on that plane, that's the first thing that people see. You know what I mean? You know, this is what I love to do. This is my dream. Like, I've been cutting hair since I was in middle school, and like I haven't stopped yet. Like, I've always been cutting. I've never been voiced with my haircuts. You know what I mean? And that's what I feel myself on throughout the years of me cutting. I never really used my voice. I never really used, you know, I never really told people I really cut hair. You know what I mean? And so now that I'm doing it, and this is working out for itself, you feel me? Like, no matter how ambitious you are, or whatever the case may be, or how good you may think, sometimes it might not be time for you to voice your time. You gotta know, you gotta wait your turn. And with me, I'm patient enough. I'm patient enough to, you know, wait. You know what I mean? Till I perfect my craft. Then I want to start working with clients' head, because yeah, I can practice, but that's what I have siblings for, you know what I mean? So I pretty much just use them as my working demonstration when back in middle school and back when we was younger kids and stuff like that, and basically just perfecting my craft there. And now that I'm older now, and you feel me, it's working out. It's working out in my favor. Every cut I do, I just get better and better. I can see the progress. I can see where I came from, even with my tapers, my lineups, and everything. Like, I can see the progress. I can see that. I can see what happened and how much better I done came. And that's all you got to do, man. If you can see the progress in your haircuts, nobody can tell you nothing. Me personally, I just want to improve in every haircut that I do. This might not be my best haircut. I might have another best haircut next week, or I might already have my best haircut. You never know. But every day, I'm going to continue to strive and continue to try to get good haircuts. You know what I mean? So right now, I'm going in with my enhancements product right here. I really don't need enhancements, as you can see. The client's hair is already dark enough, honestly. But, you know, I want to spice it up a little bit because it's a vacation trip. So I really want to add some little enhancements to it to really make it pop, really do my job and make sure the client is satisfied. You know what I mean? So we go ahead and enhance it up. And then we go ahead and knock out this lining. We're going to make sure it's crispy. As y'all can see, the lining is there. I really ain't got to do too much. Make sure I spritz everything and make sure I get everything laid down. I'm finna go get my blow dryer, make sure everything is dry. And we gonna go in for the kill. Always just make sure you're not pushing the client's hairline back. That's the main thing. Always make sure Just making sure you nice and precise with the lineup, keeping that steady hand, making sure you hitting them vertical lines just right, making sure you pulling away, and making sure everything is just coming together just right, just how you want it. Making sure y'all hitting them C's right. Make sure you getting them C's crispy, you know what I mean? Making sure you feel me? Like, y'all see the haircut, y'all see it, y'all see the taper, y'all see the lineup. In the comment sections, y'all let me know how y'all feel. So right now, I just lay them back. Finna go ahead and hit that razor work. As y'all already know what time it is. It's time to crisp them out. It's time to put the icing on the cake and really do my job. You know what I mean? It's really time to set that standard, set that bar high. You know, every time you cut, it's supposed to be a movie. Just making sure you angling that razor right, and making sure you just stretching that skin out, making sure you just playing your role, and you know you're not cutting the client. That razor work is crucial. It's crucial. Because any little false movement, hey, you go cut the client and then go be bleeding everywhere. You know, so you want to make sure you got that razor angled at the perfect right. And you know, just really just doing what you do. Right now, just line up the mustache, getting up in underneath the neck area, and just cleaning everything up.
Ybtdinero Productions.
Huncho, I like this.
And as y'all can see the crispiness to the beard, to the lineup, to the taper, to everything. Y'all can see it. Just take a look, and y'all can see the crispiness. Y'all can see how that razor work really crucial, man. That razor work really make everything stand out. The taper, the fade within the beard and the taper, man, it's crazy, man. It's crazy how much you can change and what you can do to a client. It's crazy, man. It really is. But man, I appreciate y'all for watching this video. If y'all like this video, give it a thumbs up. If y'all don't like this video, dislike the video. But you feel me? We tapping in with the tap ins and we going crazy all year. It's that time. Make sure y'all subscribe. Thank you.